Nobody indeed. What is good? Welcome into Driving the Line. My name is Alan Bell. We got a fantastic show lined up for you today. Special guest Japan. What's up, baby? How we doing, man?
Pretty good, pretty good. I mean, I'll leave the three pick parlay to you, and I'll just give out some plays usually.
Dude, I love it, man. Hey, you doing great, dude. Nice job on defenders yesterday. And look, we're going to jump right to it with yours. Go ahead and let it rip, big dog. What you got?
Yeah, yesterday we had the DC Defenders. We cashed that. So today we're just gonna roll with the Louisville Kings plus 3.5. And on this one, it's just last week in the opener they looked good. They came up short, but they did cover the spread. And then them going in today on the road, I think they can get it done here. The quarterback looked pretty good. The offense looked pretty good. I think we're gonna see a lot of points. So if you're playing the unders, you might want to lay off of it just because yesterday we just saw offenses started to roll. So just lay off the unders if you're looking there. And then in the UFC tonight, we're looking at Barbosa. I think she can get it done on the points. She has enough. If it stays on the feet, gets on the ground, wherever the fight goes, she'll get enough points to get it done on the decision. And then Elise Pereira on the money line. She did not look good whatsoever in her first fight. So back in here, I know it's going to take a lot, but I think she looked so rough in her first fight that she didn't look belong in the UFC at all. But I think with a different second training camp, she tweaked everything that she did wrong. I think she'll get it right here. And then on Estevez 4 takedowns, if the fight stays standing up, there's no way and he has a prayer. He does not have a chance whatsoever. The only way he has a chance in this fight is taking it down to the ground. So I think 4+ takedowns at plus 115. And I'm looking at these three UFC plays for tonight, all single bets, and then one UFL play.
Nice, dude. I love it, man. And we appreciate it, man. Dude, all right. Gonna have a good day today. All right. You heading out. You gonna have a big one today?
Yes, sir. I got a couple of people lined up, and then that's it. And just chillaxing, watching college basketball, and then UFC tonight.
I love it, man. Well, Japan, hey, appreciate it, man. Know you got things to do. Thank you so much for the picks. And it's always good to see you, brother.
Thank you for having me, AB, and see y'all later, crew, and see y'all at the pay window.
There we go. My boy Japan. I love it, man. So good to see him. Appreciate him on that. Crew, what's up? How we doing? Everybody doing well on this Saturday, April 4th. Hope you are doing great. Let's jump into it here. Yesterday was such a weird day with the books not giving us college lines and all that. So let me bring this all back in and say hello in the chat. I'll get to you. I promise. All right. So let's clean up what we had yesterday. All right. First off, Brad, excellent job. Brad nailed Illumination and I can't pronounce it, but Randall. Yeah, Illumination and Randall Mims over 2.75. No, Brad absolutely crushed it. Great job there. Me did not crush it in Major League Baseball. Padres, Red Sox over 8. Cubs, Guardians over 7.5. Didn't get that one. Now, in the afternoon show, we did smoke you a little bit, Books. You like that? NC State money line, we got that one. USC, UCLA, what a game that ended up being. We got the over 8.5 in that one. LSU, Tennessee, what a game that ended up being. We get the over 10.5 there. And then we do not get Coastal. Oh, my goodness. We had the full sweep in effect ready to go. But we didn't get it. But we'll take 3 out of 4 there. And then home runs yesterday. Look, Brad, excellent job. All right, crew, excellent job. Shohei Ohtani plus 165 home run, got that. Aaron Judge, home run plus 175, got that. Woo! Okay, there we go. All right, we cleaned everything up. Good to see everybody. Freddie Bear, good morning, AB and DTL fam. Good morning, Freddie Bear. Good to see you. Jinxie, yo, Tony, AB, the U, the over by themselves. Nice work, big dog. Yes, sir. Hey, it's because you wore that shirt yesterday, buddy. Nice, man. I love it. All right, let's jump into here. We have a ton to get to today, so I'm not even going to jump into headlines or anything. You know what we have to do today. Let's go. Okay, we've got the Final Four, college baseball, Major League Baseball, all over it. First up. All right. Now, I'm going to go the teaser route tonight. 2 basketball games. I'm going to put it into one bet. I'm going to move UConn to plus 7.5, and I'm going to move Michigan to plus 5.5, minus 115. Now, we'll talk about both of these games, and I've got ways to approach both the spreads, the totals, all of that. But as for an actual bet, What I put my money on was UConn plus 7.5 and Michigan plus 5.5. Honestly, I think that UConn and Michigan both win today. That said, any of these four can win, any of them. And anyone can win the national championship. We have an excellent Final Four lined up. So I'm going to roll with that. All right, college baseball. All right, I'm going to pair UCLA against USC, money line, and I'm going to pair that with Florida. All right, rubber match against Ole Miss to decide the series. Florida at home. Look to get a win that series there. All right, LSU and Tennessee. Going to go back to the well here. I'm going to roll with the over 11 again. I think we're going to have both teams hitting. It's unbelievably warm across the Southeast. Now, you're going to see storms start to roll in. You've already seen it kind of across the weekend. You've seen it Michigan, Ohio, Indiana areas. You guys had some action, two nights ago. Yeah. So you're going to start to see it in the Southeast. I know in Nashville, it's going to storm probably around 5 p.m. or so. So keep an eye on your storms there today. Cyclone said, I like it, AB, for basketball. We could both win. There we go. Yeah. All right. So LSU, Tennessee over 11. We'll talk about all these games. NC State money line. We're going to roll. We're going to do it again against Notre Dame. And we're going to pair that with North Carolina. Plus 110. What do we think? What do we think? Jared said, LFGAB, go blue. Go blue indeed, brother. Hey, and bear down to all my Arizona friends over out there. It's God, these two basketball games tonight are going to be fantastic, man. We have a great day of sports lined up. Fantastic day of sports. Matty Boy said UCLA, Florida's plus 105 on DraftKings. There we go. There we go. All right, Big Brett. Hey, first off, Brett, great to see you, bro. Second off, UConn doesn't have the perimeter defending to handle Illini in space. You know what? All right, first off, great point. Second off, dude, and what is UConn going to do offensively against Illinois' defense? I'm right there with you. That's why I moved the UConn number as far as I could. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Brett, great to see you, brother. Great point, man. I love it. All right, so NC State, North Carolina, money line, baseball, put those two together. All right, and then Major League Baseball. Dodgers, Nationals, over 9.5. We have weather and wind out there again. I don't know if we're going to get yesterday exactly. But I think that we're going to get runs there. So I'm going back to the well. Brett, UConn gets abused at the rim, right? This Illinois team's no joke. They are no joke. Oh my goodness. All right. Ian said Robert McIntyre running away with the Texas Open. He's still about minus 125. Might want to hammer that. Good look, Ian. Appreciate you there. Okay. So these are the 5 plays that we have for today. Let me get the banner up right here at the bottom. Picks. Got it. Let's go. All right. Where do we want to start first? Grab bag of sports. Wenzel said, I went back to an oldie, man. Took Jay Allen over rebounds by the 6.5 for Golden State and layered it. Made a little bit of a change. There we go, Wenzel. Yeah. Brett said, in case anyone's wondering, yes, I'm an Illinois fan. Big one. Dude, we've got great games lined up today, man. All right, let's talk about it. So, okay, first up, 6:09 Eastern, 5:09 Central. Game number 1. Tina, good morning, AB and crew. Go blue. There we go. All right, so speaking of it, right here, Illinois. Now, we took UConn and moved it plus 7.5. All right, Illinois, 1.5 point favorite, total of 139.5. Now, here's the thing. I moved UConn to plus 7.5. You could move Illinois to like plus 6.5 if you wanted. You know what I mean? Like when we talk about like NFL teasers, this is pretty much the same type of strategy. I mean, it's exactly the same strategy. But all right, we'll talk about the total in a second. Just from a game perspective, Brett says, I see Illinois by 5. Can't bet I'm living in Illinois, though. Yeah. So you could move Illinois, to plus 5.5. Same thing we did with Michigan if you wanted to. And it would make complete sense. And, you're not going to change the odds too terribly much. You're not going to get 7.5 like you do UConn. You have to get like 5.5, but still. All right. If you want to do that, you absolutely can. All right. Total of 139.5. So is anybody out here just saying I'm betting unders in both of these games and I'm not thinking about twice about it? Anybody doing that? Makes sense, right? All right, so 139.5. What do we have to get there to if you were to bet it over? 71-69? Essentially 70-70 is what you're looking at. So, okay, let's look at Illinois and UConn. Like, forget betting, forget all that. Like, just what do you think the score is going to be? Drop it in the chat. What do you think the score of Illinois UConn is going to be? Final score. And you don't even have to pick a winner if you don't want to. Right? I'll start it. 68-66. That's where I go in my head. Now, is that accurate? Who knows? It's just in my head, right? But that's kind of where I went with it. Illinois can certainly play defense, as Brett was laying out. Illinois 68-62. Cyclone. Illinois 72-65. Tony 72-70. There we go. Yeah, so you're flirting with danger with that 139 if you're playing the over, because anything in the 60s is going to crush you. Like, you've got to get out of it. You know what I mean? Like, you've got to get these teams out of the 60s. Cortez, almost on the money, 68-65. I'm right there with you, right? I'm right there with you. So this total is going to be a sweat, man. This, like, both of these games are going to be a sweat. Going into it, I think we all understand it, right? Like, we're looking at it saying, dude, these games could go any direction. Boogie, UConn team total under 69.5. There we go. So, Boogie, great look, man. I appreciate it. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing great. Yeah, like, I'm right there with you, man. Like, do I think that both teams get to 70? No. Can they? Yeah. But I wouldn't bet that they do. So, yeah, man. Mark, any thoughts on the NIT? Does Auburn win it all? Yeah, I don't honestly, I don't have a good look at it. If anybody does, though, drop that in the chat, please. Brett said, it's been so crazy listening to national media. Lined open at 2.5, moved to 1.5. Experts saying UConn will take it. Sharps are loving the line movement because they like Illinois. Yep, 100%, man. And look at it. Yeah, look, I think Brett and I are saying the same thing in terms of I like going the teaser type of route, getting as many points as you can. It's going to be tight. But yeah, so if you don't want to take UConn, like the plus 7.5, but you do want to roll the teaser strategy route, you could do Illinois plus 5.5. You won't get 7.5, but you could do 5.5 if you want it. All right, so second game here. Michigan and Arizona, 1 seed versus 1 seed. Michigan, a 1.5 point favorite, total of 157.5. This thing hasn't budged. It hasn't moved. Okay. So we have Michigan plus 5.5. I think Michigan wins the game. I think. I mean, this is going to be phenomenal. How do you give a breakdown of like good versus bad? They don't have any bads. You know, like these teams can play, they could D up, they could shoot, but they could definitely score. All right. So a total of 157.5. So what is that? 80-78? What do you think? Okay. Again, take the betting out of it. Just drop in a score. And again, you don't even have to pick a winner. You can if you want to. But drop a score in this. What do you see? So 80-78 is essentially what you're going to need to get the over. Well, not necessarily, but you're almost looking at both teams to get to 80. High 7. You need high 70s. You know what I'm saying? So, which is very doable. Says first half over in the Michigan game. There we go. Tony, I still like Arizona to win. There we go. Ice MLB 6-pack is live in the Discord. Thank you, my friend. Iceman, you are the best, bro. Brett, over under 2.5 days after Michigan season is over, that Dusty May gets the North Carolina job, right? Wenzel, 78-74. Spot on. Look, I think you and I are thinking the exact same thing, man. Like, I don't hate this over, but Yeah. And look, Japan, AB, they're playing in a football stadium, right? Yes, they are. So let's also talk about this real quick. And again, not that these teams aren't used to playing in arenas, but depth perception's a real thing, man. All right. Nolan Richardson, former coach of Arkansas, former legendary coach of Arkansas, in the tournament, man. When they're going to arena, he'd bring his team outside, shoot basketball outside. Seriously, it's something. So what I'm getting at is that it's rare that you're going to open up a Final Four, okay, in Lucas Oil, which is huge, okay, and both teams immediately like start drilling threes. It's rare. It's rare that one team does, much less both of them, right? Never played in here before. Well, Illinois might have, but still, you get what I'm saying. Yeah. Now, is that the biggest factor in the world? No, but I could see both of these games starting a little slow. Liddy going with the big bet, 98-95 double OT. Let's go. All right. So that's the Final Four there. Again, I'm rolling with UConn plus 7.5 and Michigan plus 5.5. Yes, I understand. I am taking the soft way out, but it's the way I want to go. It scares me. These games are good. Baseball. All right, let's get the weather. Yeah, I want the weather sound today. Where's that at? Let's go. All right, where are we going today? You riding Shohei again? We going Shohei Ohtani again? Plus 150? I kind of think so. Kyle Schwarber plus 200 of the Phillies. Michael Busch of the Cubs. Is it that time? Is it that time? Getting Busch on the board, plus 300. Vlad Guerrero of the Blue Jays, plus 350. Pete Alonso, plus 365. All right, where are you going today? Drop in the chat. Liddy, off the board. Paez of the Dodgers. There we go. Andy, I like it. I'm not going to lie. Shohei Ohtani is very, very live today. So is Schwarber. Yeah, both of them. Yeah, so Jared, Schwarber went yard yesterday. Yep, him and Ohtani. I think they might do it again. I don't know about Schwarber. I'm very tempted to take Ohtani. I won't do it. I'm going to go with Vlad Guerrero. I'm going Vlad Guerrero today, plus 350. That's where I'm going. But Shohei is live to do it again. Yeah, Shohei's pretty good. He's not bad. You know, we'll see. He's got some things to work on. Hopefully he makes the team. Dude, Shohei is a live spot to go yard again. Schwarber as well. Good weather out there, especially the Dodgers game. We're playing the over in it. So, I don't want to go too heavy in one game. So I'm going to go Vladimir Guerrero. Also a good spot here. Plus 350. But let's talk about it. All right. So Major League Baseball today. Now, take a look at your times. Okay. Day baseball is in effect. Not only in Major League Baseball, but college baseball. All right. So I'll go through this pretty quickly. I'm not going to eat up all of your time because we got so many games that we need to get to. But again, first game, 12:10 Central. Sorry, let me say it again. First game, 1:10 p.m. Eastern, 12:10 p.m. Central. Cardinals at the Tigers. Tigers minus 163 on the money line. Total of 7.5. Destin May on the mound for St. Louis. Jack Flaherty on the mound for Detroit. Comerica Park, 15 miles an hour blowing in. 55 degrees, 87% humidity. You've got nice humidity here. But that said, though, that 15 miles an hour blowing in, especially in a Tigers game, too, where you know they want to win 3-0. Ooh, look at that. Look at that under. It's juice. That under 7.5 is juice. Doesn't surprise me at all. Makes sense. Yeah, Tony might be another no runs first inning here. I completely agree. Completely agree. All right. Blue Jays of the White Sox. Blue Jays minus 171 on the money line. Total of 8.5. Mason Flaherty on the mound for Toronto. Grant Taylor on the mound for Chicago. 18 miles an hour blowing out at right field. 53 degrees, 77% humidity. A little cold, brisk, but that wind is incredible. If we get Vlad to just get one up, elevated, as Whale likes to say in the chat, elevate and celebrate. Great day here for it. Right-handed pull hitters, it's your day. Now, it's not the warmest day in the world out here, but should be able to get the job done. Total of 8.5. I don't know what you're going to get on the White Sox, but I do like hitting the weather set up for it. Wind, you get it up, especially right-handers. Yeah. All right, Brewers and the Royals. So you got a doubleheader today between these two teams. All right, game one, 2:10 Eastern, 1:10 Central. Brewers minus 118 on the money line. I saw somebody asking the chat about doubleheaders, and they were asking about college baseball. Is it like Major League Baseball? Mm-hmm. Absolutely, man. For the most part, like, dude, 63, 64% of the time, game two plays out almost identical to game one. And you'll see it. It'll be weird, too. Like, you'll see a team win like 2-0 in game one, and then 12-0 in game two, right? But yeah, man, a lot of times doubleheaders play out 63, 64% of the time. So check it out, man. Matty, I said Luinder Avia Day today. Yes, it is in Kansas City. Let's go. He said, get to know the name, even though the Royals are still going to lose. You going to be at the game today? Now, Brewers minus 118 on the money line, total of 8.5. Chad Patrick on the mound for Milwaukee. Luinder Avia on the mound for Kansas City. All right, wind is blowing 14 miles an hour out to right field. Left-handed pull hitters. Could be your day to day. Don't know what you're going to get from the Royals. They don't necessarily rake at every possible moment, but they've got guys that can. We just need to see it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, 14 miles an hour. You're gonna have your spot, especially look at the Brewer side too. You might have some good player props there. Dodgers and the Nationals. All right, so we're on the over here, 9.5. Dodgers minus 308 on the money line, total of 9.5 here. Tyler Glass down the mound for Los Angeles. Jake Irvin on the mound for Washington. Nats Park, 10 miles an hour, blowing straight out again, baby. 86 degrees, 40% humidity. Humidity is not great. 55% is our baseline, okay? That's where when we look at humidity, 55% is our zero. That's our baseline. We don't want to go below 55%. Now, that doesn't crush us, but it's not great. All right, so for the humidity is not helping us, but it's 86 freaking degrees, and it's blowing 10 miles an hour out. I'm absolutely in on that. I think Shohei is live to go today, and the Nationals can mash too. Yeah, so anyway, so total of over 9.5 here on that one. We saw it yesterday. I think it's a continuation. Just keep it going, especially if the Nats can get to Glass now and get him out of the game early. Ooh, you got a good shot at it. Astros and the Athletics. All right, so what do we have here? Ian said, you like the over 9.5 in the Stros A's? Let's talk about it, man. Look, it's going. I just went to 10, right? So the Astros minus 115 on the money line. It's gone from 9.5 to 10. Ian, good look on that. Tatsuya Ima on the mound. I hope I pronounced that correctly. For Houston, and Luis Morales on the mound for the A's. Sutter Health Park, 3.5 miles an hour, blowing left to right. Really nothing at all. 76 degrees, very nice day. Humidity, 29%. That air is dry. Oh, it's dry out there. It's a dry heat. Yeah, you really don't have weather one way or the other, to be honest with you. So you're right. Orioles and the Pirates. All right. Minus 110 on both sides. Look at this one. Total of 8.5. Shane Baez on the mound for Baltimore. Carmen Mlodzinski on the mound for Pittsburgh. PNC Park. Winds blowing out 13 miles an hour, blowing out to left field, man. 83 degrees, 42% humidity. Humidity's not there, but it's all right. Great day of hitting. All right. Pete Alonso's on our list here for Baltimore. You have an excellent opportunity to get runs. I think both of these starting pitchers could get lit up. Now, I'm not against no runs first innings. If you want to do those, jump in, man. But I'm not an expert on that. I think that we're going to see runs, though, in this game. I'm taking it over 4.5 strikeouts. Let's go. All right, man. It's gonna be a nice day out there, PNC. All right, Padres and the Red Sox. All right, how's it feel to have baseball back at Fenway? Yeah, man, it's nice. All right, Red Sox minus 150 in the money line, total of 8. Randy Vasquez on the mound for San Diego. Connolly early on the mound for Boston. Yeah, man. Wind blowing 14 miles an hour in. Yeah. Randall, what's the weather for the Bulls and Bagels? Yeah. All right. So Randall's at Bulls and Bagels in Nashville. Look that up. All right. So weather is going to be good today, Randall. All right. You're going to be solid. Are you getting the bike out? All right. If you're taking the bike out, all right, perfect bike day for it until about 5 o'clock this afternoon. And that's when the rain's going to start. About 75% chance of rain at 5, 6 o'clock, 85%, and then it's gone the rest of the night. That's what you get in Nashville. So, big Randall Mims. I love it. Tell Tiff and Knox and Harley I said hello. And Kevin, too. All right. Kevin the Axolotl. All right. Fenway Park, 14 miles an hour blowing in, 46 degrees, 55% humidity. Not the best hitting day in terms of weather. Not in your favor. Wind's not in your favor. Temperature's not in your favor. Humidity's baseline. You're all right. This game scares me. This has 4-3 written all over it. All right. Marlins and the Yankees here. Yankees minus 199 on the money line, total of 8. Ryan Weathers on the mound for New York. Max Mayer on the mound for Miami. 13 miles an hour, 14 miles an hour blowing in New York today. 53 degrees, 66% humidity. So the humidity's nice, but you're going to have to battle that wind. Fly balls. Oh, my gosh. Can of corns, buddy. Anything in the air, it's just got it. Into the inning. Throw the ball in the crowd, run the dugout. You know what I mean? Like, that's what this weather is going to be today. Now, not saying that you can't, launch, mash, all that. Aaron Judge, keep going down the list. The Yankees have home run hitters 1 through 9. And I'd never doubt them, especially somebody like Judge. But you're going to have to muscle it out today, all right? It's going to take Stanton and, looking like Scott Steiner out there. And I'm just kidding. I'm not putting that on Stanton. But my man, he's big, right? So it's going to take power to get the ball out of here. And the Marlins don't mind playing low-scoring games either. And the Yankees really don't either. That's how they've been getting down with this. The Yankees just been winning. I'm interested to see if anybody takes Yankees money line and pairs it maybe with like a college baseball play. Anybody looking at it? Stanton 0 for 5 yesterday. Yeah. Jason, weather in Michigan is awful. 100% precipitation. Be amazed if they play. Yeah. Yeah, that north, man, you guys are getting blasted with it. And you guys have been a couple days now. Reds of the Rangers here. All right, we'll speed it up. Total of 8. Kumar Rocker on the mound for Texas. Rhett Ladder on the mound for Cincinnati. You don't have to worry about weather in this one. No play from me. Kumar Rocker probably going to be on a pitch count. Look to see how long he goes. I love Kumar. Vanderbilt guy, no doubt. But, yeah, just keep an eye on that one of how long Rock goes in that game. Raising the Twins, 7.5 here. Twins minus 112 on the money line. Look at Target Field. Big home run spot today, baby. Anybody go with it? Anybody taking the 7.5? All right, Brewers and the Royals game 2. Total of 8. Kauffman Stadium. The wind's going to be blowing left to right in game 2. 53 degrees, 48% humidity. Seth Lugo on the mound for Kansas City. Brennan Sproat on the mound for Milwaukee. That's game 2. Cubs and the Guardians. Great game here. Total of 8. Cubs minus 143 on the money line. Shota Imanaga on the mound for Chicago. Slade Ciccone on the mound for Cleveland. 2 excellent pitchers here. Progressive field. Look at this weather. All right. I agree with Matty Ice. Now, Cubs Guardians, no runs first inning. I agree with that. And I also agree, I think you're going to get runs, but I'm interested with this weather, especially with the rain. Now, wind 13 miles an hour blowing out. Humidity 66%. You've got an opportunity, but keep an eye on the rain. I don't know how heavy it's going to be at first pitch. So something to just keep an eye on in that one. I agree with Matty Ice, though. That no runs first inning. Yeah. Braves the Diamondbacks. Liddy said it. Braves. 3 in a row. Let's go. Bryce Elder on the mound for Atlanta. Michael Soroka on the mound for Arizona. Arizona minus 115 on the money line, total of 9.5. Chase Field, don't have to worry about weather there. Braves looking good, man, but we'll see. You're going to have to score some runs here. Phillies, Rockies. Look at our man, Chase Dollander. Dolly. I love it. Dollander, former Tennessee guy. Love to see it. You're going to see runs in this game today. All right. Phillies minus 246 the money line, total of 10. Jesus Luzardo on the mound for Philadelphia. Chase Dollander on the mound for Colorado. Coors Field going to be a launch pad. Wind is blowing in-ish, right to left. Right-handed pull hitters, your spot. Left-handed pull hitters, Schwarber, could be a tough spot, but it could not be. I know that sounds dumb saying that, but it's a launch pad, man. So we saw it out of the Phillies yesterday. We'll see if we get it again. All right, Mets and the Giants, total 7.5. Mets minus 120 the money line. Clay Holmes on the mound for New York. Landon Rope on the mound for San Francisco. Oracle Park, 5 miles an hour blown out. 74 degrees, 40% humidity. Nothing great here. Big park. Tough to get home runs. Probably get a lot of base hits today. Solid day. Very dry air, though. You're not going to get a lot of carry on the ball. It's not gonna, resist against the ball, so to say. Like, you're not fighting, 15-mile-an-hour wind blowing in, but it's not helping either. All right, Mariners and the Angels, Angel Stadium. Mariners at the Angels. Mariners minus 168 the money line, total of 9.5. Emerson Hancock on the mound for Seattle. Jack Kowanalkowicz. I did not pronounce that correctly, but I tried. All right, on the mound for Los Angeles. All right, 8 miles an hour blowing right. No, I'm sorry, 8 miles an hour blowing straight out. 81 degrees, 22% humidity. Man, the moisture in the air in the West Coast is gone. You guys had humidity there for the last 3 weeks, man, but it is dried up now. So you're not getting a ton of carry on the ball in regards to fly balls. You're not getting any help with that whatsoever. But you do have wind blowing out. Not a bad day. 9.5, though, especially with these teams. I don't want to. The under's juiced. I would play the under. That 9.5 seems big to me. All right, so where would you go? Home run, Shohei Ohtani plus 150, Schwarber 200, Bush 300, Vlad 350, Pete Alonso 365. I'm going with Vlad Guerrero, man, plus 350 Blue Jays here. I think that's the spot. But look, it is hard not to bet Shohei right here. I'm telling you, he's in a good spot to do it again. All right, what do we have next? Grab bag of college baseball. All right, so let's reset here. Where are we at? Let me pull the banner off for a second. All right, South Alabama Coastal, that series is tied 1-1. Florida State, Virginia, that's tied 1-1. BC, North Carolina, that's tied 1-1. Southern Miss, Old Dominion, that's 1-1. Oregon, Michigan, that's 1-1. Texas, South Carolina, that's 1-1. Missouri, Kentucky, Missouri leads 1-0. Georgia, Mississippi State, Georgia leads 2-0 in a series on Mississippi State, going for the sweep today. UCF leads West Virginia 1-0 in the series. Tied 1-1 between Alabama and Oklahoma. Tied 1-1 between Arkansas and Auburn. Penn State, Nebraska have a doubleheader today. Georgia Tech leads their series 2-0. They just keep destroying everyone. Oregon State and Lamar, USC and UCLA. UCLA leads the series 1-0. Penn State, Nebraska, doubleheader, as we mentioned. Ole Miss and Florida, that series is tied 1-1. Arizona State, Arizona, that series is tied 1-1. So you have a lot of rubber matches today. And again, real quick before we jump into the games, remember, Easter's tomorrow, so you have a lot of these series that are going to be wrapping up today. Not all of them, right? But you're going to see some doubleheaders out there. You're going to see some series that are in game 2, some series that are in game 3 today. And we'll have some baseball tomorrow, no doubt. Not a ton, but we'll have college baseball for sure. All right, so let's go. Now, banner back up. All right. South Alabama at Coastal, like we said, man, Coastal here looking to finish off the series and win it. Minus 395 on the money line. South Alabama's good. They're a good baseball team, but Coastal Carolina, this is what we talk about, right? Like the quote-unquote dog days, right? College baseball, it's about going out and winning a series, man. Going out and winning a series. And Coastal Carolina's got the opportunity to do that today. Don't have to be perfect. I mean, the weekend not going to look perfect, But a win today is fantastic. A lot of teams. Yeah, it got cooked yesterday. Yes, they did. So we're going to see how they bounce back, man. Georgia, Mississippi State. Georgia up 2-0 in the series. What does Mississippi State do here? What do they do here? Georgia looking to step on their throat. Now, Mississippi State, I'm going to be honest with you. I almost bet them. I almost included them today. Almost. But it scares me because Georgia is no joke. 5th ranked team in the country, and they are looking to mash. Tony, I'll take Georgia. There we go. Well, Coastal Carolina, 32 wins in Sun Belt play in a row was due to lay an egg. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, 100%, right? All right, so this is, I mean, look, the books are giving you Georgia at plus 135. They're saying, can you do it again? They did it yesterday and said, we're going to dare you. And now they're doing it again. It's sitting there if you want it. Oregon and Michigan here. Oregon minus 195 on the money line. Interested to see how they look today. Florida State, Virginia. Series tied 1-1. Fascinated with where this one goes. Ultra risky game. Going to be a good game here. Virginia minus 140 on the money line. I don't hate that at all. I don't hate that play today. Movement. What's up, my guy? What's up, baby? Good to see you, man. Let's get it indeed, brother. So good to see you. Hope you're doing great. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a great baseball game here. Great series. But, yeah, I think Virginia might be in a good spot. Minus 140. It's just outside of, kind of that threshold of like, all right, it's getting a little expensive here. Not much return. But, yeah, Virginia could be a look. Louisiana, James Madison, I don't have anything on that. Boston College, North Carolina. All right. North Carolina. So we have them below right there, paired with NC State, plus 110. What do we do here? All right, so Boston College took game 1. North Carolina takes game 2. Who's going to take game 3? I'm betting on North Carolina. Now, minus 425, risky, right? I mean, they're all risky, but still. I think North Carolina comes out strong today. I really like the makeup of this team. And don't get me wrong, Boston College, fantastic baseball team. But I think North Carolina's got a little something today. All right, so we're going to pair that with NC State. You say it take the runs? Yeah. All right, Southern Miss, Old Dominion. All right. Southern Miss, minus 720 on the money line. Super expensive, rightfully so. In a very good spot. Well, not good spot, but in a spot to make good of the weekend. That's what I was trying to say. But you're going to have to pay so much for that. And on the road, ugh. Louisville and Duke. Duke sitting right there, plus 105. Who wants it today? Boys and girls? I can't bet it, but I want Duke. Houston, Texas Tech. Are we just going runs? Texas Tech minus 215 on the money line. They might not be a bad look. If you pair that, you got to have to two-leg pair that. Two-leg money line pair that. Utah and Kansas. Kansas minus 220 on the money line. Yeah. I mean, Kansas, this minus 220 could be a very strong bet today. I believe in Kansas. But, man, it just feels risky throwing it in a parlay, doesn't it? But against Utah, yeah, ice. Utah, Kansas is the blind over. That might be the better way to do it. Yeah. Kirk, what's good, AB? What's up, brother? Kirk, good to see you, man. Hope you're doing great. Well, Kansas overs too, yeah. All right, Charlotte, East Carolina. East Carolina minus 195 on the money line. Notre Dame, NC State. I don't have anything on Charlotte, East Carolina. It's going to be a good game, though. Notre Dame, NC State minus 140. All right. We rolled with NC State yesterday. Money line by themselves. Got the dub. You could do it today. You could say, forget North Carolina, bro. I'm just going to play NC State minus 140. And I would get it. Now, Notre Dame's a good baseball team. That being said, though, I think NC State's on a mission. Kirk, good night last night. Went 7-1 in NBA props. Spurs and Nuggets tonight. Nice work, brother. Great job, man. Costco on a Saturday. Yeah, so look, I'm looking for NC State to handle their business, keep Notre Dame 4 runs or fewer, and you're in a great spot, right? That's kind of the line you want to look at here for your NC State. Obviously, keeping them at 0 would be fantastic, but we're not greedy. Yeah, just looking for NC State. Just play a complete game, man. Complete game. Finish this weekend off right. Go into the week good. UTSA and Rice. UTSA minus 210 on the money line. Nothing from me on that. Missouri, Kentucky. All right, Missouri took game 1. So Kentucky, man, I wanted to take them yesterday. I'm not going to lie. I didn't, but my man Seattle said, morning all. Hard to wake up on a Saturday after teaching middle school kids all week. I can't imagine because, dude, one middle school kid would be, just wearing you out. A whole class of them. Bless you, my friend. It's good to see you, man. All right, so Missouri took game 1. Kentucky, look, we want to trust them. We like this Kentucky team, but, man, they just have bad spots. Kansas over 17, not too high to take. And look, we were just talking about it, just blind overs. Is that what the total is? Is it 17? That is so many. That's so many runs. 17. So at minimum, you're like, dude, I need 9 to 8. Minimum. Oh, I love it, man. Jeff said, slipping in late. Don't tell the boss. Hey, we won't tell him either. Jeff, good to see you, man. All right. So Kentucky, minus 395, man. Like, what are you going to do with them? What are you going to do? Can you trust them? I don't think so. But they're good. They can pitch. They can hit. Missouri's not bad either. The books are laying you a Missouri plus 280. They're saying, if you want a piece of this, we'll pay you out for it. Keep an eye on that. I don't know. Look, man. I mean, we want to be Kentucky bettors. I want them in the rotation, but they're just not consistent enough. Maryland and Ohio State. Maryland minus 160. Matt, shout out to Matty boy. There could be a lot of runs in that game. Texas and South Carolina. Texas minus 620 in the money line. Texas probably a pretty good bet today. South Carolina took game 1. Texas took game 2. I would imagine this is business trip mentality for Texas today. No joke. Minus 620 is quite expensive. They're proud of themselves on that, and rightfully so. It's a good spot here. You would have to play Texas with like an NC State, you know what I mean? Something like that. But if you were to, I think Texas is in a good spot here. UCF, West Virginia minus 180 on the money line. I don't know. I wish I had the total. Whale, Texas run line today? Yeah, I'm with you. That could be a great bet. I would look UCF, West Virginia, probably get a decent low total. Oregon State, Lamar. Oregon State minus 425 on the money line. You know how Oregon State games are going to get down. How do we feel about this? Are you in on this spot, Oregon State? You're like, look, man, I'm all in on Oregon State against Lamar. On the road, on the moon. I don't care where they're playing. I get it. The minus 425 is a little expensive, but it's playable. Like when you pair it, with something else. That something else is going to have to be like a minus 195, minus 200, but still. Kirk, AB hit that parlay yesterday. Round robin, Ohtani, Judge, and Schwarber home runs and over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Nice work there. Ice Lamar over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Yes, Lamar's going to go off today. Might run one in too. All right, so Oregon State minus 425 in the money line. There you go. Arkansas and Auburn. Auburn minus 160 on the money line. All right. Rubber match here. What do? They both need it. They both need it. What's the total in this game? Okay, tough loss for Auburn last night. Win the series today. War Darn Eagle. Let's go. I'm with you. Auburn minus 160. Now, that also puts you in a spot where you're like, all right, I'm going to have to pair Auburn with something. But I'm with you. Total's 12.5. Yeah, I'm not going to mess with that total. I'm going to go with Auburn, though. I'm with you. Yeah. Going Auburn, I'm with it. Auburn in a parlay. All right, let's go. All right. Wake Forest and Pitt. Wake Forest minus 130 on the money line. This game has risk all over it. All over it. I'm not touching this game whatsoever. But if you could play Wake Forest by themselves. You don't have to pair it with anything. Might just look at runs, though. Alabama, Oklahoma, this series is tied 1-1. Minus 115. The books are saying good luck. Going, an Auburn and Auburn parlay. I'm in. I like those. Yeah. I'm in. All right, Alabama and Oklahoma here. It's all going to come down to Alabama's bats. If Alabama doesn't hit, they won't win. If Alabama hits, they still might not win, but they'll probably win. Sorry, I'm just doing this in my head. Oklahoma is not going to want to get in a shootout at the plate. You know what I mean? I think I lean Alabama in this one. I think I lead the Tide. I think I'm going Alabama. Minnesota and Iowa. Minnesota minus 130 on the money line. UC Davis, UC Irvine minus 220 on the money line. Nothing for me on that. Illinois, Purdue minus 135 on the money line. Karen, what about Gino and Dawn last night? Gino, are you? Yeah. Dawn, I know. Gino. I don't know if that was a great look for Gino. Ugh. What a championship that's going to be in the women's game. South Carolina and UCLA. Air Force, San Diego State minus 145 on the money line. Nothing from me there. Georgia Tech and Cal. Georgia Tech minus 810 on the money line, and that's a discount. They've been beating the brakes off of everybody. I'd take Georgia Tech over about 16 MLB teams right now. Just kidding. But Georgia Tech playing well. On the road. Here's the deal. You can't bet it. And yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? There's nothing that we can do in this game. Is anybody just taking Georgia Tech run line? What is the run line? 5.5? 4.5? What's the total? 15? Yeah. Lynch says Texas minus 2.5 at minus 120. There we go. Against South Carolina. I like that. Matty Boy said, if you haven't already, hit the old like button for our boy AB. Hey, I appreciate that, brother. Thanks, man. Yeah, and if you guys could, if you're watching on the phone, just grab a screen, pull it down, hit like, pop it back up. I'd appreciate you. I won't ask you for anything else. All right, yeah, so Georgia Tech, nothing we can do with that. UC Santa Barbara, Cal Poly, what is this total? 7? Well, the total of Georgia Tech games is 14.5. Well, they're averaging 12 runs a game, and they're blasting that by themselves. All right, yeah, UC Santa Barbara, Cal Poly here. Santa Barbara minus 154 on the money line. I'm going to have a low total. That game scares me. USC, UCLA. We had a heck of a game one, man. Credit to USC. Tip of the cap. They went toe-to-toe. And I think they're going to do it again and again. I think it's going to be a fun series all weekend. Now, here's the tough part, though. UCLA averages about 3 runs a game more than USC does. Okay. So, not that USC can't score runs. We saw it yesterday. They certainly can. But they're going to have to keep doing it because UCLA is going to keep hitting no matter who you put up there, how good your pitcher is. UCLA is going to hit. They're going to get on base. You know what I mean? So, USC is just going to have to get the bats going early. They can't have 3-4 innings where they're just putting up zeros because UCLA will 1, 2, 3, and then you look up and you're like, what do we do? So, anyways, I don't think it's going to go down that way. I think it's going to be a great series all weekend, man. Yeah. I'm with UCLA on the money line here, minus 345. And keep an eye today also could be a huge inflection point in terms of bullpen usage. So keep an eye there. Just could be. I'm not saying that it will, but something to pay attention to because what I'm getting at is that if UCLA, let's say that UCLA comes out and just rakes, right? Beats USC 12-2. We'll just say that. I'm not saying that happens. We'll just use an example. But there could be a significant difference in bullpen arms used in that scenario because USC, you're going to have to use a lot of arms just to get out of the innings and get out of the game. Then you got to play again tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, keep an eye there. All right, UCLA, though, we're going to roll them on the money line here. All right, BYU Baylor. What is this total? 34? Baylor minus 238 on the money line. I don't have a play on it. TCU Kansas State. Kansas State minus 140 on the money line. Nothing for me on this one. What's the total on that? Probably see some runs. Hawaii, San Diego. What's the total on this? 4? Probably what? 7.5, 8? These Hawaii, UC, San Diego games. They're going to drop a 6.5 at some point in one of them. They're going to do it. Clemson and Stanford. Clemson minus 188 on the money line. All right. Clemson today needs it. Now, that doesn't mean that they're going to get it because they've needed things before. That said, though, Clemson today really needs this game. They could be a good spot at minus 188. Rutgers and Indiana. We'll finish this up. Indiana minus 145. Nothing for me. Virginia Tech, Miami. As Tony was talking about yesterday, Miami, run city, man. Minus 520 all over it. LSU, Tennessee. LSU minus 130 on the money line. We're on the over 11 in this game. We saw runs yesterday. Was it 7-5? LSU won in game 1. And I think we're going to see even more runs today in game 2. Definitely in for it because, look, man, Tennessee's going to have to hit. They're going to have to swing at nearly everything. They cannot get up there and just, strike 3 looking. You can't. They got to find ways to get on base. LSU's going to find ways to get on base. I'm rolling with the over here. If you're looking at LSU minus 130, I don't hate it. Tennessee's in a weird spot mentally, man. Operator, won't you put me on through? I got to send my love down to Baton Rouge. Hurry up. Oh, I'm going to listen to that song now. That's a great song. Garth Brooks, Colin Baton Rouge. Great song. Oh, dear Samantha. Oh, sweet Samantha, dear. I hope you're feeling fine. Cincinnati, Oklahoma State. I don't have anything on that. Ole Miss, Florida. All right. Rubber match here, man. Game 3. Florida, minus 200 on the money line. Feeling it. Going Florida today. Paired that with UCLA. I'm all in, man. I think this Florida team, I like them. They're not perfect, but I like them. I think they're in a good spot today. Win the series. Handle your business. Go do it. Arizona State minus 425 on the money line. A little expensive there. And Zach Phelps, never too expensive for our guy. Absolutely love him. All right. That's it. All right, let me get the picks back up here. We'll get out of here. I do not want to keep you. Look at that. 9:59. All right, we got it perfect. Under 1 hour. That counts. Like we're speed running in a video game. Oh, nice. Look, got some sun yesterday. We'll take that. All right. All right, here's what we got. Let me get the banner down. All right, UConn plus 7.5 and Michigan plus 5.5 minus 115. UCLA money line, Florida money line minus 110. That's college baseball. LSU, Tennessee over 11. That's college baseball minus 115. NC State college baseball paired with North Carolina college baseball money line plus 110. Dodgers, Nationals, Major League Baseball over 9.5 as well. Our boy Japan, UFL, the Louisville Kings plus 3.5, and then the UFC. Barbosa by decision plus 130. Pereira money line minus 132. Rafael Estevam, hopefully I pronounced that correctly. 4+ takedowns plus 115. Big thank you to Japan for the picks there. All right. Perfect. Japan, thank you, buddy. All right. Everybody, it's going to be a great, great Saturday. All right. We'll be live tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern, normal time on Easter. But everybody have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. All right. Going to be a great day out here. Let's cash these bets. Let's cash them together. And we will see you in the morning. Thanks.
Who's got it better than us? No!